All right, Bills Mafia, what is going on? So, I will first come out and say it. I was wrong. My score prediction, very wrong. Justin Tucker's consistency, I was wrong. Listen, I thought this was going to be a much different game than it was. And it was my prediction, but also the way the game played out. Both were very, very, very stressful. But at the end of the day, very different. I expected a much more high scoring game, much more offensive style of game, like more explosive offense. And what we got was a pretty stout defensive performance. And it came from both teams. So the Ravens did a really good job of boxing up a really high powered Bills offense that's been kind of humming all year. And we probably have played the best defenses that we've played all season in the playoffs. Between the Colts and the Ravens, I mean, they're two crazy defensive powerhouses. So it's good that we were able to handle them, and it's really good to see our defense step up in a big way. Taron Johnson had the pick against the Steelers. He had the pick today or yesterday. No, 2 days ago now. Man, my days are all messed up. But seriously, the defense showed up. They showed out. They shut Lamar Jackson down. They kept him bottled up all game. And it was really good to see that our defense stepped up when our offense couldn't as much. I mean, our offense put up 10 points, 13 without one of the missed field goals. But it's good to see that our defense can hold a team to 3 points and then also score 7 points on their side as well. So, I'm not going to get crazy with stats and numbers and stuff. I don't think we need it so much. The playoffs are such a different animal. So, listen, our offense versus their defense. Like I said, their defense did a good job. Our offense did an all right job. I will say it probably seemed like we probably could have got the running game going a little bit more than we did. Kind of frustrated me a little bit that we just came out and started slinging the ball because the weather was definitely a factor. I mean, that wind was whipping, and there was a couple of those passes that would have probably been complete most days, but they kept getting taken by the wind on those deep balls. So I understand that we were going to go out there and let Josh Allen win this game on offense and sling the rock. But probably with the weather, probably could have ran the ball a little bit more, been a little bit more dynamic of an offense instead of just being one-dimensional and throwing the ball all day. They do have a decent secondary. Like, they got some decent DBs. They did a good job, though, really wrapping up and trying to make sure that nothing was getting past them. They didn't want us to get those big plays and things like that. I think the offense played pretty well. I think they kept the pocket pretty clean for Josh for the most part. And I think that they'll do a lot better against a Chiefs defense next week that's nowhere near as good. All right, so that was our offense versus their defense. Now let's do our defense versus their offense. So, listen, our defense played fantastic. I mean, we came out and stopped the run. We've been getting talks about all year how we can't stop the run. We can't stop the run. People run all over us. And the Ravens tried. They came in and they got nowhere. The first drive scared me so much because they were just cruising down the field with the run game. And we got to stop, held them, and Justin Tucker missed a kick. I don't think I've been happier in a long time to see Justin Tucker miss a kick. And then I was even happier when he missed the other one. So our defense played phenomenal. I mean, we did a really good job of stopping the run. We did a really good job of boxing up Lamar Jackson and confusing him with our looks. I mean, Levi Wallace had a sack today. Taron Johnson had a 101-yard pick six. They just had nowhere to go with the ball. He had nowhere to throw. He had nowhere to run. And we just confused him. So people were talking about how he had the outlet throws underneath or someone would have came open, but it was confusing. He couldn't tell who was coming, who was staying, who was in coverage, who was blitzing. Leslie Frazier and Sean McDermott drew up probably the best game plan that could have been used against Lamar Jackson, and it fucking showed. I mean, listen, 3 points from them, 9 if Tucker doesn't miss those 2 kicks, we still win that game. Uh, Obviously, none of us wanted to see Lamar Jackson go down with that concussion. So obviously, we all hope he's okay. He seemed fine. I saw him doing some autographs and stuff after the game. I saw that video, so he seems like he's probably doing okay. But getting put in that concussion protocol means you can't play the game anymore. So it was frustrating to see him go down. You never want to win like that. We saw it obviously again last night with Patrick Mahomes going down with that concussion as well. But yeah, you never want to see that, especially on these young QBs. Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen have a lot of respect for each other, both young QBs. So you definitely don't want to see how them getting hurt. But our defense did a phenomenal job, of just locking up that Ravens team and not letting them do anything on offense. Special teams was fine. Andre Roberts had a pretty good return. I know there's a lot of wind and stuff like that. Obviously, we didn't have a ton of chances to return a lot of balls. We had the one kick return, I guess 2 kick returns, and there was a couple punts, but their punter was not very good. Their punter was putting the ball, kicking it short, and he's kicking it out of bounds. There wasn't really much they could do. I think they intentionally tried to avoid our return teams. So we didn't get too much of a chance there, but we had really good field position all day, which is nice. And, that Colts game had us backed up a lot. And I definitely didn't see that as much against the Ravens. We had a pretty good field position. We weren't getting backed up all the time. It was good to see. Listen, I am pumped. I'm hyped up. The Bills played really, really well. To see their defense step up in a big way is huge. We're going to need them to step up next week as well. We're going to need this offense to kind of get it together. Kansas City's weather's not as bad as ours, but it's pretty bad. So I'm not sure what the weather's going to be like, but it's going to be tough to kick, probably tougher to kick. I think they just said the longest kick at Arrowhead in the playoffs was a 50-yarder, and it happened yesterday. So, Tyler Bass probably isn't going to be able to come out and kick 54-yard field goals. So we're going to have to keep that in mind, that we're going to need to move the ball, and we're going to need to maybe get a little bit aggressive when we're kind of in that no man's land, when we're, it would be a 50-yard field goal, but it's 4th and 3. Maybe we go for it. I know we don't want to give the Chiefs better field position, but listen, we might want to go for it. So that's just kind of stuff we got to think about going forward. The offense needs to, get it together, have a good game plan for next week. I think they need to run the ball a little bit more. And the defense needs to come out, and they need to play essentially exactly like they played. And I don't even see us having a problem with Kansas City. Listen, the Bills played awesome. It was a very stressful game. I think my heart rate was at 133 at one point during the game. But absolutely, absolutely phenomenal showing for the defense. Offense got a little bit one-dimensional. We did start running the ball a little bit later, and Devin Singletary was actually ripping off some good, decent runs. And we didn't see a ton of TJ Yeldon. So I'm not sure what their plan is going to be for next week. If it's going to be TJ Yeldon or they're going to try to put Devontae Freeman up there. I think I would like maybe to see Devontae Freeman because it seems like I don't know if they don't trust TJ Yeldon or what. I think he had like 1 or 2 carries. So I'm not sure what their plan is in that regard. But I think Devin Singletary had a pretty good game. I think that Stephon Diggs had a really, really good game. Like I said, you put him in man coverage, he's going to get open. He had a couple huge catches. Him and John Brown, they're moving the chains. The team looked good. And I am pumped and excited to be in this AFC Championship game. So enjoy it. Enjoy this week. And, yeah, guys, look forward to playing the AFC Championship game. Get a good game against the Chiefs. And then it's on to the Super Bowl. All right, Bills Mafia. Enjoy your week.